Alright, what up, guys? You guys know that. You just want to keep crunching? We're trying to start here.
It was my last Pringle.
We good?
Yeah. So
Alright.
what? I got like Pringle dust?
No, you're okay.
Alright. We good?
Crunch, 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 crunch. Trying to do a podcast here, dude.
It was my last chip.
I'll give it to you. It was the last chip, okay?
Get that chip off your shoulder.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Ballin' with the Boys podcast. As you guys know, we've been talking about post-NFL draft. And today we're going to be talking about the Steelers, the Bears, and the Eagles. Justin, tell me how you feel about the Steelers draft.
I mean, I think the Steelers draft definitely helped them out with the people that they got. They also made a couple questionable picks, but if you have it in a actual regular draft format, I'll let you take it away from there because I got mine in a roster format.
So what I did is I looked at their first round pick. It was a good pickup for them. They got Broderick Jones, who was a tackle, and which they needed an offensive line.
They do. However, I was scrolling, and I seen that Broderick James was named the loser of minicamp. That ain't a good sign.
Well, it must be such a loser because you said the last name wrong. You said Broderick James and it's Jones.
Okay, whatever.
It must be the loser of minicamp. You can't even get the name right.
Yep,
that's
right.
crazy though because he came from Georgia and everybody knows like Georgia's like top people. But I don't know. I figured that he would have been good. You know, protect Kenny Pickett. Which I mean, I'm still not sold on Kenny Pickett being a good quarterback. So I guess we'll find out this season though.
I mean, he was definitely practicing his plays since his playbook got stolen as well as his car.
Yeah, that had to hurt a lot. Like I couldn't imagine that sit down with coach like, hey, my playbook got stolen.
It was like, listen, it was a good day to go to the park and look at the playbook, so I thought I would take it with me. That's why I was in the car. I was studying. I mean, but like in all honesty, like I think that Kenny Pickett still has time to turn his little career around, and apparently so does Pat McAfee. You know, I was talking to him. No, not actually. Like, we're not cool or nothing, but I be watching his videos. I mean, like, if you try to be cool, let us know, because we local, Pat McAfee. But, I mean, he said that, you know, he seemed really, really high on him. He said he was a really athletic dude. He threw in that he had a birthday party recently with Mitchell Trubisky's wife. There was a picture of his wife sitting on Pickett's lap. Don't know what that's about, but they're on the same team.
Oh, we got some drama starting now.
They're on the same team in the same locker room, so whatever that is, we gonna breeze by that. Because he also said apparently when he was in college, he made an entire rule kind of change. And it was because on a certain play that he did, he went down to fake a slide, basically. He acted like he was going to slide.
I think I remember
pulled his
being said on something.
He pulled himself back up, and like the tackles had already kind of came off the tackle to actually make it because he was sliding. And then he ran for a touchdown. So apparently after that, the whole college board was kind of like, nope, hold on.
Like you can't do that?
No, they changed the rule. You can't. It's illegal now.
That's crazy.
In college, at least. I don't know about the NFL, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal in the NFL as well. I think it was already illegal in the NFL.
So while we're still like talking about Kenny Pickett, though, as you know, he needs targets, which he has George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. I was surprised that they didn't really go after somebody in the draft as wide receiver.
I mean, well, hear me out, dog.
So here's the thing, though. They did get Allen Robinson during the offseason.
They did.
Here's the other thing. He's coming from the Rams. He didn't have a great season last season. This was his lowest season of all. He only had 33 receptions for 339 yards and only 3 touchdowns.
Right, and everything you're saying right now for Allen Robinson, to me, going to Pittsburgh Steelers with Kenny Pickett there, a little bit of an upgraded offensive line, is screaming comeback player of the year.
I don't know, man.
It's a potential for him, but we got to see how he's
It also
actually.
just depends on how Kenny Pickett is going to do this season.
We got to see how he acting when he get on the field.
That's, yeah, very true.
But did you hear they also got Miles Boykin,
No, I didn't.
the former Raven wide receiver? And I bet you also didn't hear the XFL is breaking into the NFL again, boy.
Yeah.
Hakeem Butler.
Yeah, I was excited about that because Hakeem Butler did really great, and he played for the Battlehawks.
He did. As a tight end. He got signed as a wide receiver.
Well, I mean, the dude's really tall, and he's got plenty of speed.
He's going to be out there mossing people.
But here's another thing. So, clearly this position is going to be fought for. Because Najee Harris says that wide receiver Calvin Austin will be featured a lot more this season.
Who?
That's what I said.
Right.
So I was like, who is this guy? Because I didn't even know they had him. And when I seen it pop up on Sleeper, shout out to Sleeper, I was like, who is this guy? And Najee Harris is hyping him up. So clearly this slot position is going to be fought for.
Well, I mean, whoever that guy is, I hope that he gets a chance. I also hope that we see Hakeem Butler get a chance out there. But like I said, Allen Robinson coming off his worst year yet. He was with the Rams. That's a somewhat semi-crowded wide receiver room for the most part. And then he went from having like everybody on his team in the wide receiver corps to nobody. And that put a lot of pressure on him at the end, which I don't think he can handle all that. But I mean, if you got to cover, if you got to cover Deontay Johnson and you got to cover George Pickens, because George Pickens is the same type that'll go and take something straight off somebody's head. I mean, we've seen it already, but like it's just hit or miss with him, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I expect, like, for the Steelers, I expect George Pickens and Kenny Pickett to become a great duo. That's what I expect.
Pickett the Pickens, baby!
But
I'm going to have to get him.
I'm not going to say, with that duo being so dynamic, that I'm expecting that they're going to make it to the playoffs. Because it's not just them that needs to win games. It's the whole team.
In all honesty, I mean, for the...
But towards the end, Najee Harris was starting to play like Najee Harris.
Finally, I mean, he almost got his spot taken by Jalen Warren.
Yeah. So, now, like, what are you expecting this team to be record-wise?
Well, I mean, it also depends on how their defense plays, which is a big factor in games. We ain't got to that yet.
Well, no. I mean, they still got T.J. Watt. They still got Cameron Hayward.
He's coming back off of an injury, and he's getting old and going to be out of the league soon.
Which one?
T.J. Watt.
Okay, I was about to say, I said two people. So.
Just slow down, son.
I mean, they still got Mika. They did pick up is it Xavier Rhodes, I believe. No, Patrick Peterson, I believe it was.
They got Patrick Peterson from the Vikings. They got a guy named Levi Wallace and James Pierre. You want to come out here?
Is that really his name?
James Pierre, yeah. I don't know. But, like, if whoever actually does the ad-lib on that sick one day and you need somebody else, let me know on that one, too. Any kind of money.
I'm not too set on the defense. I mean, the defense still needs work.
I mean, you said Minka Fitzpatrick. They got DeMonte Kazee and Keanu Neal, who they've had for a couple years, I believe. Their ends are Cameron Hayward and Ogunjobi, I believe is how you say his name. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it, but I do know he's a dog.
I mean, so, like, tried.
Their ends are decent. They also got inside help for their defensive tackles. In the second round of this year's draft, they drafted Keanu Benton. So we're going to have to see how he does and if he actually starts. They got help for Patrick Peterson and James Pierre because they drafted Joey Porter in the second and Corey Trice Jr., I think is how you say it, in the seventh, which means he might be a little irrelevant, but we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, to me, I see this team overall winning games, but not to make the playoffs. I see them being like 5-12.
I could definitely, I don't know if I'm going to go 5-12. I think that's what they had last year. I think they've at least improved enough to where they could go for like a 7-10 season, maybe 8-9. But
that possibly, see, I was thinking that too. I was like 7-10, but that still possibly gives them a chance to go to the playoffs. So I was like, maybe 6-11, but I was like, who knows? It's a whole new season. Anything can happen. There could be tying records.
Yeah, I mean,
so they could still possibly. So I was like 5-12, most definitely. Like that's got to put you out of the playoffs.
That's a minimum. That's a minimum for. I don't see them losing any more than 5. I mean, what? Yeah.
Winning.
Yeah. I don't see them losing any more than 12. I guess.
Okay.
I see them winning more than 5.
So. Other than that, man, I ain't really got too much to speak about Pittsburgh. I mean, you got anything else on them?
I mean, since you didn't specify that we was talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and you just said Pittsburgh, I know there's a Taylor Swift concert there recently and something about the Pittsburgh Pirates when they was playing baseball. They let off fireworks and noises that drowned out the Swifties, so...
You know that term too?
I mean, yeah, it's all over the internet right now.
I didn't know that term until today when I got told that there are groupies called the Swifties.
Groupies? I just thought that was people that like Taylor Swift. Apparently she's going on a world tour.
Yeah, and there's groupies called Swifties.
This is not a promotion. If it was, there'd be a link above our heads right now. I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan in all honesty, but... she's got that one good country song, I think.
Too many breakup songs for me to listen to.
It's true. She is one sad woman.
But you know what? Keep doing your thing, Tay-Tay.
And we're going to move next door to Chicago. Well, a couple doors over to Chicago.
Yeah, roar! We're going to do the Bears next. So, we all know Justin Fields is leading the rushing yards on that team. But they picked up an offensive lineman in their draft in the first round.
Darnell Wright.
Yes, and the reason behind it is because he's a great pass protector, which I totally agree with. Let's go get a pass protector that's really good because you just got DJ Moore. Darnell Mooney's coming back. Cole Kmet. So, you're going to want to hit your targets and not have to run down, 50 yards to a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, keep your body healed and, use your targets. So let's go pick up a pass protector who's really good and let's start using our new target.
I agree with you. And you're praising them for their draft pick there, and I can agree with it. What I can't agree with is they didn't get a single other tackle or guard for this man the entire draft. And then they went into their OTAs and stuff and started doing their practices, meeting everybody. And they realized they messed up. And so they go and they went and added 4 undrafted tackles and 1 undrafted guard to their team. And now they're all fighting for spots on the team with the players that they now realize are not it.
I mean, the Bears are, I will say, on a come-up because adding DJ Moore, and then you have Khalil Herbert, who can finally start.
Did you hear that they got a running back in the 4th? Rashawn Johnson.
Yeah, I believe that he's going to be fighting for starting too. But I wouldn't say that he'd be able to start. I feel like they're going to keep him at number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying start, especially not at the beginning of the season, but
I
like
mean, I would
halfway
keep Khalil
through,
Herbert, who's shown that he is RB1 potential.
if this season ain't it for him, it's not it. You know exactly.
I'm glad I traded him away.
You know exactly.
The season ain't it for him. I'm glad I traded him away.
You know exactly how running back rooms work in the NFL nowadays. If you ain't it, you're getting benched. They got 3-4 other guys to choose from with legs. They're gonna move something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're only moving 3, they got a guy that can at least move 5. Here he is. He's been sitting on the bench, warming up all season long. He's going to go out here and run 200 yards for 3 touchdowns. But, yeah. I mean, you know, like, I agree with you. Khalil Herbert probably is going to start. He'll probably end up finishing the season out, and then maybe we'll see a dismantling in that running back.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't see Khalil Herbert honestly getting the ball a lot. I see this being a passing team. And the fact is that they now use Justin Fields as any other coach would, because he's a mobile quarterback.
I mean, it is very possible for them to become a passing team, especially with everything they've done this season. I mean, I definitely could see that. Darnell Mooney, he's back from his injury.
You have 2 wide receiver 1s on your team now. It sucks for Darnell Mooney jumping to. Everybody knows that he's jumping to the wide receiver 2 position.
Have you seen that boy?
Mooney?
He beefed up.
I mean, I would too. You got all that downtime.
I don't know what he's eating, but he definitely had it going on, or maybe he was just sitting at home while he had his injury and just pumping away.
Hey, sometimes it'd be like that.
He beefed up.
Except for me, I'm a more pork guy. Steak and a fork.
Hey,
Wrong kind of silver iron, but you know.
What is it? That's almost a bicep curl. It's like a half of a bicep curl every time. So you do 2 of them, and it equals out to 1 on a 3-ounce spoon. I don't know how much do spoons weigh.
I don't know. Whatever cheap silver weighs.
Right. Anyway, back on topic.
So Darnell Mooney. It sucks that he has to jump to wide receiver 2 because he is a wide receiver 1. But you know, it's kind of cool. You know, like watching him not have to get all the targets, so he wouldn't have to put, you know, his all into it and possibly get hurt again.
I mean,
now that you got DJ Moore, it takes pressure off of him.
You got a wide receiver 1. You got a wide receiver 2. You got, you know, the numbers that they're actually going to set in. But at the end of the day, look at the successful wide receiver cores right now in the NFL. I'm going to be a little biased.
I was about to say, watch this dude.
But the Bengals. They got Jamar Chase, who balances out to about 1,000 yards, a little more a season. He just had his 1,500-yard season, I believe. T. Higgins, that balances out to a little more than 1,000. Tyler Boyd drawing in 8. That's a possibility for teams that steadily pass.
So let's talk about dynamic duos, wide receivers. Like you said, you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. I'm going to honestly say this. Like, I feel like it's going to be a dynamic duo. Like, I feel like DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney are going to become like a top 5 wide receiver duo.
Justin Fields has to get his arm 100% accurate because we've never seen him throw as much as we're anticipating him to throw this season. But
he couldn't really throw, though, last season. All he had was Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet.
And I get that.
And then when Mooney went down, it was even harder.
And I get that. That's fair. I mean, they still had Chase Claypool, who also might be getting clipped soon because...
Yeah, they're not too fond of him in training camp right now.
They apparently called him unmotivated.
Mm-hmm.
They got...
Why would you be unmotivated with that, like, kind of offense right now?
That boy better be motivated. He's in the NFL making millions a year. Why would you not be motivated anyway?
Yeah, actually, hey Claypool, if you're not motivated, let's switch. I'll ride the bench. I'll pass out waters.
They don't need a fullback, Chris. They signed somebody named Robert Burns.
A fullback?
A fullback.
They
Yeah.
signed a fullback.
Yeah.
Who signs fullbacks anymore?
Right. I had to put that
Who
in my
signs
notes.
fullbacks anymore?
I didn't even know fullbacks was still a thing in college.
The only fullback I know is Juszczyk.
Like, just say you're a tight end that can't catch, bro.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it's what it is. Like, but yeah, like the only fullback that I know still like exists is Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, but like Juice is a monster, so we can't even talk bad about Juice.
No, you can't. Like, he's proven like I'm staying.
And before we keep on moving on, because I feel it coming, they drafted another wide receiver that's going to be part of kicking Claypool off the squad.
Probably.
His name was Tyler Scott. They drafted him in the 4th, and then they went and got some undrafted wide receivers signed too, because apparently they're not happy with their backup.
Yeah, it sounds like Claypool's just about to lose his spot once they find that receiver.
And they just got competition for Kmet with Robert Tonyan Jr.
No, that's not going to be competition.
What?
Kmet is keeping number 1.
So Tanyan's just gonna disappear, dude. He had an amazing season.
No, I'm not
for
saying
Green Bay.
I'm not saying look who his quarterback was.
That's fair. And okay, hold on, because we know who his quarterback was, right? Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And we know what happened when Aaron Rodgers faced the Chicago Bears, right?
What did they do, Brady? He owns the Bears.
He made sure they knew that he was the one and they was the son.
Imagine leaving on that statement, though. Like, literally, you left Green Bay leaving owning the Bears.
Dude, he left with that statement. And guess what? Jordan Love went and picked that statement right back up. Kind of. Only
I don't think Green Bay's owning the Bears this season.
Only Jordan Love didn't pass English class or something because he messed it up really bad. He made a video saying Happy Father's Day to all the Chicago Bears fans out there. He was trying to copy Aaron Rodgers. I get it. You definitely failed. He basically was calling the Chicago Bears fans daddy. Saying Happy Father's Day to them.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Are you kidding me?
Maybe he's just speaking it into existence already. Like, he's accepting that he can't beat the Bears this season.
He's going to be at the end of the end zone like, they own me.
Oh, dude, that's going to be so terrible. Like,
Man.
imagine especially if it's a home game.
Green Bay goes to be the next Cleveland Browns.
Oh, dude. First quarter, it's already like 35-0.
No kidding.
Jordan Love with 5 interceptions. 6 for 24.
Not bad, not bad. No, you want to go ahead and move on to their defense now?
Yeah, because in the second, they got themselves an edge rusher. Sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but I believe it's Gervon Dexter.
I'm going to go with Gervon Dexter,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
Well, we could be wrong.
It might be Gavon.
Okay, now.
Put your fingers out like
Oh,
this.
wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it was a perfect pickup for them, especially in the second round. Did you see his stats on his last college career?
I did not.
He had a total of 55 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection, and 2 sacks.
That is
That
not
boy
bad
can get
stats.
back there, it seems like. Now, I didn't watch his highlights, so I don't know if, most of these quarterbacks probably got away from him. So he could have probably had more sacks if it was a pocket quarterback. But nowadays, you know how quarterbacks are. They like to be mobile.
Yep, this is very fair. And while we're on the topic of the line and the draft, in the third, they went and got another piece to their line, a defensive tackle, Zach Pickens. And then again, in the 7th, defensive tackle, Travis Bell. And then they would have got another undrafted defensive tackle, DeAnthony Jones.
Sounds like they were, picking up their defense to replace Roquan Smith because they knew how big of a part he was.
Sitting there fishing for anything they can catch, son.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing what one's the biggest, which one's the best. And then they're going to release the rest of them that don't make the cut at the end of the season.
Yeah. So overall, with the Bears adding to their defense, improving.
Knock it off, dude. You're missing so much that they added right now. It ain't funny.
Okay, then tell me.
Noah Sewell was drafted in the 5th to them. They got T.J. Edwards from the Eagles.
Don't they also have
They also
Trey
got
Edmonds?
Tremaine Edmonds,
Tremaine Edmonds, that's
Terrell
right.
Lewis, and Dylan Cole, who was low-key a little bit of a sleeper linebacker for him last year, who could pop off. That's a bomb linebacker room right there.
It's honestly kind of a bomb, defense starting to come up.
They went, that's fair. And, their cornerback room, you didn't miss anything there. It's filled with nobodies. But they knew that, too. So they drafted quarterbacks in the draft, 2nd and 5th. Tyreek Stevenson at 2 and Terrell Smith in the 5th round. And then, of course, you can't forget the safeties, especially when his name's Eddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And I just seen a clip about this other one here, Jaquan Brisker.
Jaquan Brisker is really good safety.
It was when he was facing the Steelers last year. This man, Kenny Pickett, did a slide. Only he decided to kick your boy Jaquan Brisker in his whiskers, I guess we'll say. Keep it family friendly. This man went 3 plays later and intercepted the ball. He said, "This is mine for that. Thank you very much."
Right. You're going to see a lot of that from Kenny Pickett. He's going to throw a lot of interceptions.
Now that we actually wrapped up pretty much all of the stuff that I know about for the Chicago Bears, let me tell you one more thing before you go and you make your prediction. I heard that they got the 7th easiest schedule this year.
Oh, then I feel so much better making this assumption. They're going 7-10, going to the playoffs. I would love to see a rematch with the Colts and Bears with this season. I would love to see that. Am I saying it's going to happen? No, I'm not. But I would love to see a rematch.
I can't really say I'd love to see any Colts game right now until I see how they perform.
I'll let you guys know. I'm going to the first game.
Please inform me.
But, no, that's just a game I'd like to see.
So yeah. Oh, Jesus. Excuse me. Air quality out here. Chemtrails in the sky. I'll get censored. No. I don't know, dude. 7-10, bro. Is that a little low? It might be. I could see an 8-9 for them too, or 9-8. It's a possibility depending on how good they do and how their defense does.
So I'm not trying to hype them up too much with the prediction. So that's why I'm going with 7-10 because, after everything they did do, it's still the Bears.
It is still the bad news Chicago Bears.
So that's why I'm giving them a benefit of the doubt. 7-10 sounds reasonable to me because, for one, you got Darnell Mooney coming back off of an injury that could reoccur.
All right, so basically from a 1 to a 17 game stretch, give me a momentum kind of range from 1 to 17, but in a growl.
No, what? No.
Come on,
No.
dude. They want to see.
I'm okay.
They want to see.
If you want to give it to them, I'll let you do it.
That's ridiculous. I think it's probably going to go something like this, like it does every season. Ah! But it'll probably pick back up in the middle. Because that was only the middle right there. I tricked you. Ah! Right back on top of it. And then they got the little playoff. I'm speaking bear and I can't speak English.
Just like he just starts to
Get on all fours.
You guys won't see him in the winter specials because he'll be hibernating.
We'll have to put the mic down here. Oh man.
But that's how you feel about the Bears.
8-9. 8-9 playoff run. They go, they lose.
They go, they lose.
Not to the Super Bowl, like not even probably not even championship game. Probably just the first round.
I got
They
you.
pull a little Minnesota Viking action.
All right, so now that we're done with the Bears, let's talk about the Eagles next, guys.
The Bulldogs, the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Yes, and that's mostly what my note is about. How literally between last draft and this draft, they've done nothing but collect Georgia Bulldog players.
And,
listen to this
and
list.
lose a ton of their own.
But listen to this. It's only 4 players, but it's still, you guys are, creating a train here. Next draft, you're probably going to do it again. But they got Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. That's their rookies. Who else is on that team that could possibly be from Georgia?
Yeah, you're definitely not lying there. But if they're going to get the job done and they already got their chemistry working, let them have at it.
I will say, adding these rookies, though, this will make this defense one of the best, or if not the best defense.
One of the best defenses. You say?
I have to say so. I can't, say no to it.
I can definitely
to see what that defense did last season.
Dude, it ain't even the same defense. It's nowhere close to the same defense as last season. Their cornerback room looks close to the same. They still got Darius Slay. They got Avonte Maddox. They got James Bradbury. And then they got Greedy Williams from Cleveland to join them. And they drafted a Keely Ringo, as I believe how you say his name, in the 4th round this year of the draft. So their cornerback room, I would say, looks good. Yeah, that looks solid. But they lost their free safety, Marcus Epps, to the Las Vegas Raiders. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Lions. They signed Terrell Edmonds to try to fill that. They got another guy named Justin Evans, who I've never heard of. They still got Kevon Wallace for 1 more year, and then they got to figure out something to do with him. And they knew they was in trouble, so they went and drafted another one.
Did Fletcher resign?
Yes, Fletcher Cox is still there, and they had another one named Jordan Davis. But Javon Hargrave, boom, shipped off to San Francisco, which is where they came in drafting Jalen Carter, and then some more, and then Moro Ajomo in the 7th to wrap up the draft. Their linebacker group, Jesus, man, they lost T.J. Edwards to the Chicago Bears. They lost Kaiser White to the Cardinals, your team, dude. Went and signed who the Bears ditched for T.J. Edwards, Nicholas Morrow. So the Bears throw this guy in the dirt, go pick up T.J. Edwards, and the Eagles are sitting here looking at him like, looks good. What? That doesn't make sense whatsoever, dude. They did manage to keep Hassan Reddick and Nakobe Dean, who they drafted last year, and they drafted Nolan Smith. But I don't think that all those guys.
I think Nolan Smith is going to take up for that linebacker position, though.
And he might. I could be wrong. But I don't think that very many of those guys they drafted this year are going to come in and start. I think that some of them will. Some of them have the potential to. Other ones, they're going to be sitting out kind of playing more of, okay, he's tired, go in.
It's possible, especially with the Jalen Carter, and since Fletcher Cox re-signed. I see them two going in and out a lot.
Yeah, I definitely could see that, yeah.
But The only reason I say that is because Jalen Carter's stats his last college season were honestly really good. He had 16 solo tackles, 3 pass deflects, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles.
See, there's a difference between me and you because you love your college stats, and one thing that's always in the back of my mind is college is nowhere near like the NFL.
That's very true, and I do keep that in the back of my head. But it's like this is what scouts look at too.
I mean, I definitely
I'm also
do
like
agree with
looking
that.
at it like, okay, why would you pick this guy up? Let me go, look at their stats. Like, oh, okay, he's had such a great season. I see why you would have got him.
He does have a really good season. I think that the main factor when it comes to this type of stuff coming from college to the NFL is that it's more of your transition period and whether it clicks and whether it actually transitions for you and just how long it actually takes for you to get that skill, that technique, that type of almost morale, I guess, behind you for the NFL.
I mean, I can't really name people off the top of my head, but there are people, quarterbacks, offensive linemen, wide receivers, running backs, that came from college to the NFL, hyped up, everybody, the city is like, oh, we're going to do great this season. We got this guy from college, has great stats, and then he comes in and then it's a bust.
He's talking about you, Baker Mayfield. He's talking about you, Tua Tagovailoa. He's talking about you. Hurry up, pick one, dude. Who's you talking about?
I can't really name them off the top of my head. This is just something like I don't even have written down, so it's just like all this is just off the top of my head right now. So, but that's why I said there are people out there.
He's talking to you, Zach Wilson.
Especially Zach Wilson.
There you go, you heard it. He was definitely talking about you.
Especially Zach Wilson.
He just ain't even know
him up. He is a true, this season bust.
I think I'm going to go and pick him up with one of my draft picks that don't matter at the end of our draft this year just to throw people off. Like, what the heck?
Aaron Rodgers goes down. Zach Wilson just, balls out.
No kidding. Mad.
Sorry, Brady. I don't mean to put that bad juju on you.
Mad.
So, are you, still, going to be a Packers fan and then a Jets fan just because?
Why would I be a Jets? Just no.
Alright. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you all upset
Simmer
over
down,
I'm
cameraman.
sorry. I was just saying because, you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, so, you going to cheer Aaron Rodgers on?
Oh, man, that's good.
No, you're not. So we're going to burn that jersey? Okay, so we're going to at least burn the letters off? Oh, okay.
And actually tape a 0 over the 2.
And put tape on there that says love. Oh.
Dude, when that thing get up on the wall next to it?
I put that up there a long time ago. So back to notes though.
Alright, back to notes.
Dramatic pause.
Insert the Titanic theme sound.
So, like I was saying though, also, honestly, this Nolan Smith, even though he had a great combine, he could be a bust. He had a rough 2022 season. But I guarantee you what they saw was his 2021 season. Because in 2021, he had 31 solo tackles, 1 pass deflect, 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 interception.
They look for potential, son. They don't always look for those stats. They look for who's got it like that. And that's why the Colts got half of our draft picks.
Consistency, though.
Well, you can't say that. You was saying in our Colts episode that you loved all the picks they took.
Not all of them.
Okay, but Anthony Richardson ain't got no consistency in his stats to show nothing, and you love him, and so did 2 of the cornerbacks.
I'm not gonna say I love him. I just said it was a good pick because, for one, it was a good pick.
It was a decent pick because of his athletics.
I guarantee I did not say that I love him.
I'ma go and check that out and put it in slow-mo, post it on a TikTok.
That's
I'm
fair.
just kidding. You didn't say love, because, like, that ain't you. But you probably something more like, dude, this guy's going to be great.
Probably. And, I mean, he probably will be great. Greater than all the other quarterbacks that we've had in the past few years.
Well, that standard ain't very high.
Okay, then. So, therefore, I have the right to say that he's going to do very great.
You're right. But proceed with the consistency talk.
I just feel like that if you was this guy, you would look for consistency. Like, this guy's going to put up high numbers, so let's put up high numbers.
I think that Nolan Smith's just going to be, he's going to be up in the air. He's going to be one of the two. He's going to be good or he's going to be a bust.
I mean, throughout your whole season, it's 50-50. You could have a 1-year fame, and then that's it.
Every day is 50-50. You get up and you try your hardest and you go as hard as you can, and you may win or you might lose.
When did this become a motivational thing?
I don't know. I'm trying to make something happen here. Will you stop? Me and the audience is having a moment, and Brady back there behind the camera. We're like having an eye-to-eye thing right now.
What do you see?
Ooh, I like it.
But
Make this move on its own.
so clearly, this team has proven that they are a Super Bowl bound team. I don't know though, because now they got DeAndre Swift as a running back.
They got DeAndre Swift as a running
Let me
back.
rephrase that. They got DeAndre Injury Swift.
There we go. And they got Rashad, not any better Penny, to back him up.
No kidding. Like, dude, like you literally got rid of your best running back.
You know why he's gone right now?
No.
One of the main reasons for on his side of things, I mean, obviously for Philly, it was the money. But for his side of things is he was frustrated about his usage during the Super Bowl. Because he only got 7 carries. And when I heard that, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, I mean, I get it, yeah. They're not gonna value you, man. Go somewhere else, dude. That's going to. And then guess what I heard. This man fumbled his first 2 carries, and out of the 7 carries he did have, he still didn't even accrue 20 yards. So I was like, yeah, never mind.
Even though you heard that, they're still making him RB1.
I mean, yeah, in North Carolina, like, definitely ain't no doubt in my mind that he's gonna be number 1. But
I don't want to speak about Carolina because I don't think we haven't talked about Carolina yet. I don't think we have. Because, like, I don't want to speak about some news yet until we get there. Because there's a lot of news on them.
some juice, some tea, if you will, some whatever you drink. Corona, Modelo, food.
But
That E&J.
so what you got on Philly though? Like, you see them making a possible two-peat on showing up to the Super Bowl?
Hey, will you knock it off? This whole episode, dude. Missing stuff here, missing stuff
Then
there.
speak up.
Stop trying to rush me, son. You speak over. You sit back and you just chill for a second. I'm going to take everybody to school. Okay? You missed that they drafted a quarterback this year. You missed that Marcus Mariota is now the backup man for Jalen Hurts.
What is Marcus Mariota gonna do?
Dude, I don't know. Warm
Like,
him
why
up.
is that even something to talk about? He's nobody. That's another one. Hold on. That's another one. That is another busted player.
That's fair.
Everybody hyped him up coming out of Oregon, going to go play for Tennessee, and he busted. And
Hey,
now look at him. He is nothing but a backup.
Hey, I said sit back, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, but like that just got me going because you're gonna like talking about I still got more to know, so let's Marcus Mariota. Why are we going to talk about a backup quarterback
Because
who is nobody no
he
more?
finally left. Where was it? Tennessee?
He's been gone from Tennessee.
Arizona?
No.
Atlanta.
He started in Atlanta.
Dude, I don't know where he was in, but he's...
Exactly. He's nobody. So why are we talking about him?
You knock it off. We're going to sit back and we're going to talk about how they still got Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell to fight for that opening position instead of just assuming DeAndre Swift's injury having self is going to take it, or Rashad Penny, because that definitely ain't going to happen, dude. Rashad Penny can't even complete a season anymore, let alone carry this team to... No, that ain't happening. You missed that they got Quez Watkins, they got the Devonta Smith and AJ Brown duo, but man, the XFL is intruding into the NFL again because they got Charleston Rambo.
Now, see, that's news.
Brady, I apologize if you have to cut this entire audio portion down a little bit, but I'm excited. Yeah, that's news. Because I like Charleston Rambo, dude. I think that him as a third, and say forget Quez Watkins, because that's going to be gas.
So Quez Watkins is Why are we going to even talk about him in your notes?
Listen, the main factor was Charleston Rambo, but content is content, and if these people didn't know that Quez Watkins was still on their team, they would want to know that. I think. And probably the last thing is I was also scrolling a little too deep into the internet. Dude, Philadelphia Eagle fans are brutal. Like, I seen a video of these 49er fans walking into their stadium, and it was like going to a haunted house. People was like, they was walking through, and they was like, boo! 4 hours of hell! Ah! And they was getting stuff thrown at them. I'm like, dang, they're dogs. I'm like, I'm never going to a Philly game dressed in Bengal gear.
No kidding, dude. Like, if I ain't wearing green, I ain't going.
I don't need all that.
Let alone...
I got anger issues, dude.
Let alone, dude, I can't imagine if they play the Chiefs this season at home. Oh my God, dude.
Man.
Boy, will that be a...
That'll be good.
That would be... I feel like a lot of security will be involved.
I'm going to hop on the traffic cameras that they got all posted on, like, the streets and stuff. Because apparently that's public information. And I'm going to look all outside the stadium for it.
Okay. So there you guys have it. You guys will get information if that is a matchup. You'll get information from your boy Justin if anything goes down off of traffic cameras.
Or if somehow we hit the jackpot without actually playing the lottery, or come upon some treasure that we're not actually even looking for and can afford to go to that game, we might buy some Kansas City jerseys and go ourselves.
You're funny. I will sit in the car. I will watch the game on my phone.
That's ridiculous. Because that's...
First of all, hold on, time out. First of all,
see, our cameraman...
You know how bad you would feel about wearing that jersey?
Dude, I'd have to pick somebody from, like, the old Kansas City, but I wouldn't mind a Jamal Charles.
I'm just saying, like, you know
I'll do
crazy
Jamal
that
Charles.
would be, catching you in a Chiefs jersey, but also repping Bengals.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. But, like, if they want it, they can get it. And I'm offering it to them, and you're saying, like, no. That's content right there.
It is. So, it will probably become a thing eventually.
You heard? Showing up to home stadiums in different jerseys.
We're just going to start wearing rival jerseys to games.
I'm going to show up to Walmart in a Kmart t-shirt. So
if you still find a Kmart t-shirt, you might want to sell that thing on eBay.
Dude, no kidding. Talking about vintage.
Pull up in a Burger King uniform on McDonald's.
Whoa.
But other than that, guys,
Yeah, all right, I'm done.
you good?
I guess I got it
All
all
your
off
notes?
my chest.
No more?
This is my venting period for football, dude.
don't
We don't
wanna-
have it right now, so this is the only time I gotta have it.
You don't want to talk about any more backup quarterbacks for no reason?
I mean, since you mentioned it, yeah, why not? The quarterback that they signed in the 6th, his name's Tanner McKee.
He might be better than Mariota.
He might be the McKee to their team.
No, it's Jalen Hurts.
He's the next Taysom Hill. How you what?
I heard Taysom Hill.
you what?
Heard some people
How you
really
what?
talking bad about Taysom Hill. Yeah.
Is he a woman beater or something?
No, not like that.
Oh, okay.
Just player in general. Like, yeah, he scores. Yeah, he can play everywhere. But it's like, dude, like somebody was like, dude, pick a position. You know, are you a quarterback? Are you gonna play tight end? Are you playing running back? Like, what are you doing?
Like Bruce Lee said, you practice one kick 1,000 times and you master that kick. You practice 1,000 kicks one time and you'll just kind of know how to swing your legs in the air.
Noted.
That's daily knowledge. Just run it up here.
There's your guys' quote of the day. But other than that, guys, as you guys know, as we're closing out, make sure you follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can watch all of our content, because if you know that you're not balling with your boys, then who you balling with?
Balling.
We out.
That was like an encore.